Meet Chad. After recently getting dumped by his uncle, he decided to set out on his own journey. Requiring only 100 push-ups and a 10-kilometer run, he locked his account to only untradable gear, all in the hopes of discovering something new. Welcome to Life of Chad. Just one kill was all it took to prove that we could end up doing this Banshee task. However, this one kill ended up taking over 10 to 15 tries, which means it would take well over like 30 to 40 hours of just using the barrel chest anchor in order to complete the Slayer task. Now, what if I told you that there was actually a better method in order to do this? You may think I'm crazy, but in fact, whenever getting the barrel chest anchor, Dach actually contacted me and said some things.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. I am Dach, remember professional neckbeard. So previously I suggested that the barrel chest anchor was going to be the best barrel chest anchor that we had access to, as we could actually one-hit a Banshee using barrel chest anchor. Now, however, I didn't actually say the statistical chance of actually one-hitting a Banshee with barrel chest anchor. That was going to take way too long. So in fact, I don't actually suggest barrel chest anchor. So instead, I would suggest probably just poison. You should be able to poison and actually kill it. If that doesn't work, you can rapier.
What Dach just said, so he pretty much essentially stated that we could one-hit a Banshee with the barrel chest anchor, however it wasn't consistent enough and we'd probably fail 10 out of 15 tries, which would probably be better off just using poison, as with poison it would slowly kill them, meaning we could safe spot them while we do it. Now, in order to end up poisoning anything and make it untradable, we actually have to get the Karambwan paste from the Tai Bwo Wanno trio quest, and then we can put it on any hostile or spear to make it a poison spear or a hosta, and keep it untradable. Now, so we went on ahead and headed over to Karamja, and we went on ahead and completed the Tai Bwo Wanno trio quest. Luckily, we pretty much had everything already set. Now, the only downside to this is we actually ended up burning the Karambwan halfway through the quest, so then we had to get 65 fishing in order to obtain a new Karambwan in order to cook it. But after that, it was pretty straightforward. We already had every other requirement for it, so we just ended up completing it. Now, after the completion of the Tai Bwo Wanno trio quest, you can essentially go over to Tamu and he will give you a Rune Spear tipped with the paste. Therefore, you have a free untradable Rune Spear, and you also get, I also got level 50 cooking by talking to the other brothers. Rune Spear is a two-handed melee weapon unlike most other rune equipment. Rune Spears are members only, and they may be smithed with 90 smithing requiring 1 rune bar and 1 magic level, as well as partial completion of barbarian training. Like most spears, the Rune Spear can be poisoned. The Rune Spear stats are as followed: plus 36 in stab/crush, a plus 1 in stab and slash defense bonus, as well as a plus 42 strength bonus. The attack speed of the Rune Spear is actually 2.4 seconds, which was actually reduced to that on April 21st, 2021, where before it was every 3.6 seconds. Now, the part that makes the Rune Spear KP untradable is actually the Karambwan Poison, which the Karambwan Poison deals 6 damage every 18 seconds or 30 game ticks, which is the starting damage as Poison++. If it is not reapplied to the target, the poison deals 1 less damage with each passing minute until the target is no longer poisoned, when the damage would be 0. This would mean that it would be a little over 1 minute in order to deal 22 damage to a Banshee with poison. So we set off back to the Banshees. And sadly, after getting all the way out to the Banshees and attempting over 5 to 10 tries, we couldn't get a single poison hit off of them, making this dead in the water. However, we still had the backup that Dax suggested, the Rapier and Dragon Defender combo, as that should technically be better than the Barrel Chest Anchor. And this was most definitely true. When pairing the Rapier with the Dragon Defender, we were able to 2-hit Banshees somewhat frequently, and we could possibly get 2 kills every trip, meaning that would cut down our travel time immensely. And this is definitely true, as our travel time took about 3 minutes, and getting 2 kills, even if it's somewhat rarely, would cut down immensely, as at least we could constantly be getting 1 kill at least half the time, if not more. Therefore, if we do since it takes about 3 to 4 minutes to travel to the Slayer Tower, and we can get at least 1 kill, and we need 65 times 3 would be about 180 minutes, meaning about 3 hours to complete the task altogether, just running back and forth. Now, you have to add this up to more, as sometimes we would fail, so we're pushing around 5 to 10 hours as opposed to our 30 plus hours before. Alright, so we're finally ending up our last kill of the task. As long as this one works, our past couple attempts have been fails, so I'm hoping that we actually can get the kill. A 5 isn't really elemental, but we can still get a kill if we get some decent hits going on. We just hit a 4 and a 5, so we just 6 HP and we're really close. And I believe we should be able to get this as long as we get it, and we just did. Just complete the task of 65 Banshees, which means that we can finally train Slayer efficiently again. Alright, great. Now we completed the task. Now how do we prevent from getting this task further? And furthermore, how do we prevent getting tasks that could be impossible to complete altogether on the account? Well, we did some research. Now there's obviously a few ways to just prevent tasks getting them all together. We could block Banshees and then be able to use that Slayer Master, but without a bunch of points it's kind of not possible to do that at this point. And we don't want to do Banshees again, as that's another 5 to 10 hour task that's not even worth doing. So we looked through all the Slayer Masters and we found a few that could actually don't assign Banshees, and we don't have to really worry about any of the other creatures they assigned. Going through that, we found the worst Slayer Master of all is Fanaka, as he has 3 Slayer tasks that would actually be really difficult in order to kill. One being Aberrant Specters at 60 Slayer, which if we have a Slayer Mask won't matter. Second being Banshees, as until we get a Slayer Master, obtaining that task is difficult. And the third would be Cockatrice. The problem with Cockatrice is you need a Mirror Shield, and that is tradable, and there's no other route getting around that, and they can actually deal a lot of damage and drain your stats quicker than Banshees. Furthermore, from diving into this, we found that the best Slayer Master overall is Konar, having only 3 tasks that might produce some challenges going on to the account. One being its level 60 Slayer being the Aberrant Specters. Hopefully by level 60 Slayer we will have that Slayer Mask, so this couldn't be an issue. The second one being Dragons. Now, as long as we do not complete Dragon Slayer 1 or start the quest, we will never receive the Dragon Fire Shield, therefore they can't assign these tasks to us altogether. So we do have to keep that in mind to not complete that quest. And last, Skeletal Wyverns. Now Skeletal Wyverns, you must need a Mind Shield or Elemental Shield in order to prevent their icy damage. You can still save spot these without it, so it's not that big of a deal, and it will be at level 72 Slayer, so we should have enough points to cancel these tasks if need be. So from now on, we're going to be taking all of our tasks from Konar, and we're going to be slaying around those. I know her tasks are typically harder and they may take more time to do, but it's overall just our best task in the long term. Now, but for now, we end up having RuneScape's 9th birthday event. Typically I don't complete these events, however, I was told that the reward here is actually amazing, so we had to get it before it was gone. And for those of you that don't know what the reward from this is, it's a pair of skis. However, not just a pair of skis, as we also unlock every single holiday item previously given, which is quite a lot. Now if you guys want, I can make a holiday item only Untradable episode just to showcase it, but for now we're just going to showcase the skis, as they're the coolest item that we've ever had. Skis are an item that can be obtained from participating in any Old School LRS birthday event, and was first obtained from the 2022 birthday event. Wielding the player makes the player move around using skis. This item can be stored in the toy box of a costume room. Now the skis does have attack bonuses, but there are equivalent to most fun weapons, being -100 in stab and slash and -50 in strength, as well as -10 in strength bonus, and they have an attack speed of 2.4 seconds. Now look how cool Chad is with the skis. The main reason why the skis are so good in the old school RuneScape is because they're actually the first different walk animation that you can obtain in the game apart from instance objects such as the sled. I remember back in the day when people would like smuggle the sled out of the specific instant during the Troll Romance quest and go around that, and everybody wanted to do that, so actually having Jagex implement something like this is just amazing. Oh yeah, Banana Cape Chad.